Today's project is to take some pamethrin and spray it on these cotton balls, and that will allow me to reload our tick tubes. So I got these cotton balls at Walgreens, 2 bags for $1.50. Do is pour some of this pamethrin into the bottle. Pamethrin won't kill you, but in concentrated form it probably isn't something you want to get on your hands or breathe in. So what I have are some gloves here. I've got a slight breeze, so I'm going to be upwind of the breeze, and I have a respirator I'm going to put on. This is an Organic Vapors respirator. What I'm going to do is put some of these cotton balls down inside of here. So there, we got some cotton in there. So this is just to show you the process. I still have to do probably both of those bags. Okay, the pamethrin has been applied to the 2 bags of cotton balls. I sprayed it, kind of spun it around, sprayed it some more. I used half the bottle, and these are good and wet. So now these need to dry out a little bit, and what I'm going to do while that's happening is go around the yard and collect up the old tick tubes and get ready to reload them with the new cotton. And this should be a done deal. This is fairly simple. You can order tick tubes online, but you can also make your own. Alright, I went around the yard perimeter and collected up the tick tubes that we had, and I got 25 of them, and 14 are empty, 6 are partially full, and the rest are full. So you can see if you look down in the tubes, these here are empty, and these were predominantly mostly around the bird feeders and the woodshed where we keep our firewood. The ones that seem to have a lot in them were in the garden. So I guess there's not as much as appeal in the garden as there is around the woodshed or the bird feeders. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these cotton balls right here, and I'm going to reload all of them and redeploy the tick tubes in the perimeter of the yard. So that is my next task. Okay, so it's time to reload the tick tubes. Now what these are is cardboard tubes, and I put them inside PVC so they stay dry. So this one is empty, and what you do is you just take the cotton balls and you just push them inside of the tube, and what happens is the mice and the rodents that want to use this as their bedding will pull it out and make a nest with it. And what happens is the pamethrin, when they sleep in it and they have babies and whatnot, the pamethrin gets on their fur and it kills any ticks that they have, and it prevents the spread of ticks from the mice. So now that one's refilled, so that's ready to go back out in the yard. So I'm loading these up pretty good, because now that we're into summer, I just can imagine there's more activity. The tick tubes that we originally bought, there's about 10, 12 cotton balls in each one. So I'm putting about 2 dozen in each. So I'm kind of doubling up on the amount of cotton balls I'm using here. But the original tick tubes are cardboard, so they're meant to be biodegradable. You just kind of set it and forget it, and when they're all used up, they get damp and they just kind of biodegrade. Since we're going to use these every year, it just makes sense to have something a little more durable. I think the PVC is a good way to go. These are just some scraps that I had laying around the house that were really too short to do anything with, other than something like this. So I always keep my scrap PVC tubing, because there's always something you can use it for. These tick tubes have been reloaded with cotton balls soaked in pamethrin, and I reloaded them, and now they're ready to be redeployed in the yard perimeter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to rerun some footage from springtime of me placing them, so you can see how that's done. Enjoy! These lay down on the ground, and little mice go in there and they grab the cotton ball and they make their bedding with it. And what the pamethrin does is it doesn't hurt the mouse, but the bedding that the mouse uses for their nest kills ticks. And this is got some like camouflage pattern on it, so it blends right in. But it is cardboard, it's just biodegradable. I came up with an improvement on the design. I took a PVC pipe, and you can see that the tick tube's in there, and I put a screw, and that holds it inside of this pipe, which is waterproof. And if you see the gap, this keeps any water from getting on the tube, and I just lay them down like that with the screw head up. And that way it guarantees that these tubes stay dry. This was what I used last year, and I came up with a smaller pipe. This one's 2 inches, this one's 1.5 inches, and those tubes fit right in there perfectly. They just slide right in. I don't have to use a screw to hold them. When you go to different spots in the yard, we're going to establish a tick perimeter. And a lot of the critters like to walk along the edge of a fence or in the wood pile or under sheds or under the boats. So I tend to put these where the mice and the small critters will tend to go so that they'll find them. So these here are the tick tubes in a nice carry-all. And I'm going to start putting them out.